Good evening, everyone. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that Overwatch match. It kind of pushed our start to be a little bit later than we wanted to. But we are happy to have that. We'll probably be doing our podcast a little bit later than normal on Wednesdays due to the Overwatch stream. Hopefully they don't go too late to where we have to cancel it. But yeah, we'll definitely be doing them a little bit later now that Overwatch is going, and most matches are going to end up going. I think that was only 3 games, although they did have a little bit of a reset. Those 3 games ended up going just over an hour. So, and then that's typically what ends up happening once you get everything all queued up and stream. It does take a little bit longer to do that. I forgot to grab water. That's my own fault. With me, as always, sorry about that. Yeah, I know, you're ready. I'm not prepared. With me, as always, is the great Mr. Keith Kennedy. How are you, sir?
Hello, guys. And there's already a question for me in chat. Thank you, RLS. It is Schaumburg versus Lions for the Rocket League match tomorrow.
Yep. Schaumburg, 7 o'clock.
Which reminds me, I should actually get the stream overlay.
Yeah.
Tim made it, and I just haven't gotten it yet.
Tim.
He made it. He put it in the folder like the night of, and then I openly told him, like, I'm going to forget and then panic message you on Thursday.
Yeah, that it's already in there. I like it. But
yeah, I'm here. I'm doing things.
Yeah, no, so definitely Rocket League tomorrow. I believe that game is 7 o'clock, so be here. Let's try to up the Overwatch numbers. Again, a great night for Overwatch. We had like 50, 60 people in here tonight. Yeah. So I'm really happy about that, and, we like it. Are we only streaming varsity games? Yeah, we're only going to really stream varsity games. We have so many games and so many teams that we want to highlight. If we were to go and do JV as well, it kind of would be another task. And since our games are played all at the same time, we don't really want to, change days or times to do that. So unfortunately, it will be only varsity games for now. At some point, if
we will stream JV playoffs.
Usually it's just finals, depending on.
Yeah, because what happens usually is we schedule varsity finals for a weekend, and then put JV finals
the weekday that they're normally on.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll probably stream the finals, but yeah, not too much else for JV. But feel free to ask your school if they want to stream the games as well, especially if you guys are the highlighted match for IHSEA. That should free up your channel if you guys have it. So definitely keep that in mind, and talk to your sponsors about being able to stream your JV games or stream it from your personal. Just obviously make sure you get it cleared with your team and make sure it's okay.
Man, you reminded me I got to use my school's channel now because I've been so busy doing stuff that I haven't actually been able to use our Twitch channel.
Yeah, it's just like a million things that you have to do. Come on, Keith, what are you waiting for?
And then usually I'm also panic answering messages during matches, so I can't really do that.
Panic answering? No, you just ignore them and they can wait.
I mean, that is eventually the play, right? It's just eventually if I ignore all the messages, they'll go away.
Well, the nice thing is that's another reason why we wanted to start the stream later than the rest of the game, is because most of the things should be handled by that time. Most of them. But yeah, that was really another reason why we wanted to move that time frame to help us with the streaming and help us with just getting more people to watch. And so far, I think with Overwatch, it was a great success so far.
Yeah, we did that 7 p.m. time was it starting last year?
Yeah.
And it really helped.
Yeah. Yeah, before it would be like, oh, people would be jumping in like in the middle of their games and be like, oh, hey, and then they'd jump back out because they wouldn't stay for it. So
I know for League, the last 3 minutes or so, because we have a 300 spectator delay, and so I can run perfectly live and I'll still be 3 minutes behind. So for League, Drew would always hop in after he finished a game to talk crap during the cast. Like, aren't you in the game right now?
Yeah, we always had to try and tell the teams no spoilers. Like, don't jump in the chat until it's already done and over with. So, but half the time they wouldn't listen and they'd be in there, be like, "Oh, watch this play," or "Oh, here it comes," and
check this penta or whatever. And it's just like, guys, come on, keep it interesting. Let's go.
Yeah, don't spoil it for someone who's just spent 2 hours watching these matches. Find out who wins. So the topic we want to talk about today, and this kind of is going to be like a theme throughout our entire, probably the rest of our podcast season, as we start to talk to coaches and start to talk to people in the industry, is just what can high school esports become? Because obviously the biggest thing that we do is competitions. But that's not the only thing we do. We also want to try and give kids an opportunity to help out with some of the business side of IHSEA, and we've tried to do some internships and have students do certain things, and lots of kids are willing to start. But then when it comes down to brass tacks, we're like, hey, I need an article tomorrow. They're like, oh, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. So we have had some great interns, especially graphic design interns, that help us out over the
graphic
years.
students, we have so many students who are willing to step up. And I know, at least for Rocket League, I got to shout out Tim for just making graphics for last year and this year free of charge in like a day's notice. I know that, was it Flynn from Conant 3 years ago made all of our Overwatch graphics?
Yep. Yeah, so we've had lots of kids help us out, and I think the graphics interns have been the best. And it's kind of a lot easier to say, hey, can you do this overlay for me? Or, hey, can I get this done? And they kind of know, whereas it's like, hey, we want you to write an article about something and leave it open. And a lot of times we just don't have the time to do it. But, talking with these opportunities, we want to make sure that we give students a chance to explore some of these things, whether through us or through their own club at their own school. We definitely want to promote you guys helping out your own schools first and foremost if they need the help, rather than coming to us, because we want to grow your programs at your schools more. And so the one thing that we're going to be looking at today, I do have to grab this picture from something. So here's a link to a Twitter message. It has a really good picture, and I'll throw it up on the screen here in a minute and come back to it once I wrong one. Once I figure out where it is. Actually, let me just add it in as an image. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? So essentially, that link will have a screen on it that has essentially every job that is related to esports. I want to download this file. What am I doing? I already have this file downloaded. I got to get with the program here.
You're trying.
Yeah. I totally was not ready. Esports jobs.
But our whole goal of just discussing this is trying to highlight for students how they can use the skills they are unintentionally and unknowingly developing in their esports program to translate into college or real life. College or the industry.
Almost there. Almost there.
Have you still not found it yet?
No, I have to get it on the right page now.
Didn't you plan on putting this on stream? Whatever.
I did, and then I got thrown off right before.
So how's everyone doing? Did everyone have fun at the SAT today? I know I sure did.
All right, for the moment, I'm going to cover up our faces.
Oh, so no.
Make this as big as possible. Yeah,
I'm trying to hide my personality online. Oh, no. Not like my name is openly associated with my Twitter handle and my stuff online.
All right. So this is the graphic. Feel free to blow it up again. The link is there if you want to do it. But this has every possible esports related job. This research was done by Nico Vesambes, I believe is his name. And he's currently associate professor at University of Paris, I believe. And he is doing a lot of research. He's a sociologist and doing a lot of research around this esports industry. And this was one of the things he came up with in his research, was just basically all the different types of jobs that someone can have and still be related to it. So we have a lot of people who like programming, and obviously that's an easy one that you can connect to esports.
There's a lot of crossover.
Yeah, I mean that one definitely, game design and all that obviously goes right into that too. But a lot of people don't realize that every esports company and every gaming company needs a legal department, and every they need legal counsel. They possibly need a court attorney, trademark attorney.
Just personally speaking, looking at job postings, I know TL is putting out a lot of postings. TL, TSM, Dig have all been putting out postings for content managers and people who manage influencers as well as legal teams and things of that accord. So, like, there's a lot in the industry that aren't necessarily like, hey, I know how to play a video game. It's just being associated with the industry and knowing some stuff, like, especially for content creators, content creator law is a really big one.
Yeah, and just to it's not often that kids are told, hey, you can go into gaming but not actually have to worry about being a gamer or a programmer, because all of these different types of jobs do relate. I mean, especially nowadays, lots of professional teams are getting personal trainers for their staff, and that's almost a requirement if you're at that level, because you realize what physical fitness can do for your players, and having them be in shape while they're sitting in a chair the other 10, 12 hours a day on scrim days and things like that. So this graphic is really important for just kind of taking it all in and realizing that, hey, I like this, but I like gaming, and maybe I can't do gaming anymore because I want to do this, and ends up being a lot of people give up on gaming because they don't see the future in it. Where if we enlighten them and show them, like, hey, you can do this no matter who you are or what you want to do, you can still be involved in a community. And that's kind of what we're trying to build here, is this community of people to help guide you in the right direction. Keith, what would be your number one job on this list you'd want to take?
You already know the answer to that. I like to work in coaching of some sort.
They don't know the answer.
Data analytics would be something I could also work on. Because just math background. And actually, what I'm doing right now is actually Googling around and looking at just orgs that I know personally have job openings. And for reference, these are just what TL and TSM posted the past week. Talent manager for North America and back-end web dev in Europe for Team Liquid. TSM has talent and onboarding manager, partnerships marketing manager, director of apparel, YouTube content manager, and post-production vice president of finance. These are all just not gaming jobs.
Yeah, most of those didn't even have anything to do with gaming. I mean, a little bit of content would possibly do it, but
vice president of finance,
right? Like, hey, do you want to be? Do you like numbers? Are you a financial analyst or an accountant?
But yeah, I'd love to work in coaching if I can. Like working in that side of things, just with a teaching background, would be really useful. I could work in scouting, analysts, data, or whatever with math backgrounds. Team managers, what I'm doing now essentially, because being a high school coach is wearing a lot of hats at once.
Yeah, that's definitely when they ask, "Can you multitask?" I'm a teacher. It's okay. I'm a teacher and a coach.
Because we teach, we coach, we are the GM, we do all scheduling, we do usually a lot of the scouting, or at least verifying the scouting that students do.
Yeah,
we handle pushing students towards career development. Like, I know I'm pushing a lot of my players to stream more on your own. Let's get going. Let's start getting a content base built up, because you are worthy of getting this field. You got to do it.
Yeah, and I think it's really important that we, don't just take esports for competition side, and we actually try to expand this more. And that was another reason why we went with the NASEF partnership, is because they have a lot of this stuff, and they have a lot of the ideas out there for how to make esports even bigger than it already is. So I think that's kind of important to us, is they have this stuff out there, the Scholastic stuff, the curriculum, and I love I've only looked at parts of it, but their curriculum, that's a 4-year esports program that's designed through English, and that you literally go through every facet of the club, and that's all from the NASEF side. So if you go to the curriculum page on the NASEF website, they have this beautiful graphic that was there. And I think that graphic kind of was the start of this, initial form where it was all of this stuff on the screen, all of these different jobs, and we realized that hey, maybe it's even bigger than that bubble that NASEF had, and they then decided to look into all these different types of jobs that these companies have, and I think that's the direction esports needs to go if we want to be successful. We can't just rely on competitions because games will change. We'll get bad at games. I mean, as you get older, if you know you're not as good as you were when you were in high school or early years of college. So,
are you saying I'm washed up at 24?
I mean, what's your rank in league?
We don't discuss these things.
Exactly. I'm plat. Okay.
It's not my fault.
I'm not terrible. That's all I have to say. I'm not good. But I'm not terrible.
I can hang out with flats. I just hate playing ranked.
It's League of Legends. Who likes playing ranked? I mean,
who likes playing League?
I do.
You're wrong, though.
No, I'm not wrong.
You can claim that all you want.
No, I love playing League.
No one can truly say that.
When I have time, I do. Like right now, I played I think like 2 games this weekend, and I was so happy. And those are like the first 2 games I played in like 3 weeks.
You're wrong. You know that?
No. But yeah, I think that's kind of the big focus that we want to do is strive for this. And if you guys have ideas or you want to know more about these fields, let us know what kind of thing you might be interested in, because we want to reach out to these orgs and be like, hey, we want to hear from you. Hopefully one of our first guests is coming up soon. Where's my phone? I got to get on Twitter and message them back and find out when they're available so that we can get them to be on our show, because I think it'll be a really great show to have this person on there, especially for anyone that's aspiring to be in art, whether it be game design or graphic art in the esports or gaming industry. So we'll definitely...
Something that I've gotten pretty good with just doing computer science stuff is looking at just career research and trying to help students understand what a career involves and how they can, do something with it.
Yeah, again, that's kind of why we're all teachers as well, is we're trying to help guide you to something after you graduate, because obviously we're only going to see you for, the 4 years you're in high school if we meet you when you're freshman. But we want to enlighten you to those opportunities, and give you a chance to succeed in them, because if we don't, then what's the point of going to school? I mean, yeah, it's to learn stuff, but the whole goal is to make you a functioning adult.
I got to function?
Yeah. I mean, I know it's hard for you to clean up all those boxes behind you, Keith, but...
Hey, we haven't discussed these things. I've hidden a lot of them.
Yeah, I think is it getting bigger? No, you cleaned some up, it looks like.
Actually, it got bigger because I got a new keyboard.
What did you get?
Logitech G Pro X with GX Reds. I gotta say, going from really clicky switches to linears is really nice.
Is it?
And I'm not going back.
Yeah, I don't like really clicky switches.
MX Blues are astoundingly clicky.
I think I have browns.
Yeah, reds are linear, browns have a bump but no click, and then blues are just loud click.
Yes, then I have browns. And that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted to feel the bump, but didn't want to hear the noise, even though it still is extremely loud.
Then there's MX Greens, which are the Razer version of blues, which are even somehow clickier. They just are louder. But I'd like students to message us and trying to figure out what they want for this sort of career exploration, because I love to talk about it and we love to find people who can be on stream to talk about it. We have plenty of people who are interested and people who want to be on the stream. We just got to kind of figure it out.
Yeah, for sure. But if anyone has anything else to say, feel free to let us know now. Otherwise, we might be wrapping up. Like I said, we're trying to line up some guests. I'm trying to get some coaches on here from college, and we'll try to do college coaches and do people in the profession, and then kind of go back and forth from there. I met a lot of good people at the couple conferences I had recently. I did attend the IHSEA Esports conference, which was actually fantastic.
You want to explain what that is to coaches who don't know?
Yeah, so UCI, which is University of California, Irvine, um, puts on a esports conference. This is their third year, I believe, for this conference. And unfortunately, this year it was all virtual. But I've heard rave things about it before, and I wanted to go, but the other years it was during school and it wasn't really conducive for me to go out there. But after attending it virtually, because I could just do it from Discord, literally the conference was in Discord, which was awesome. Like everything was managed through Discord. And I'm like, oh, that's so smart for esports conference. And it was so well run. But I saw and talked to lots of people in the industry, talking about all kinds of different things, from research to player involvement to the collegiate scene to high-end think tanks about raising money in college. One of
the collegiate scene is so much more complex than the high school scene.
Yeah,
it is insane.
We also I watched a presentation about Boise State. They are, I'm looking it up right now. They have one of the best esports arena in the country, and they actually gave a behind the scenes look at. Let me pause that. I'm not going to play it, but I'm going to link it because I don't want to get in trouble. Where is it? I just had it. This one.
So we want to
pause. Share. Copy. Here it is. So Boise State. They have one of the best esports arenas because they have a full production broadcast setup for.
I remember seeing they have that whole just separate area just for broadcast.
Yeah, and so the video I linked there is a 6-minute behind the scenes look at how they do a cast. I think it's for Rocket League. So he's back in the control room and they're making calls and they're giving information on it. And I think
I
this
wish I had a control room.
What was that?
Wish I had a control room.
Yeah, it would be nice, wouldn't it?
I just somehow cram a broadcast room in my apartment.
I mean, what else are you going to do with that extra room?
I'm sitting in it now.
Well, you can put a bed right behind you and just combine those.
Turn my actual bedroom into a broadcast booth.
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
No.
Okay. But yeah, so Boise State, their broadcast booth and their production is really awesome. They actually give scholarships to students who are part of the production crew, not necessarily playing. So they have a lot of money invested in it, and they have, I believe, money for coming in for years now with the contracts that they signed. I don't remember the exact number, so I'm not going to repeat it like from memory because that was like last week, which in my mind was like forever ago. But they really go all out, and they really want to showcase students doing the production and showcase them doing this work because it will definitely lead to jobs in the future. So I think that was probably one of the coolest things about the UCI conference was seeing this and being able to talk to Doc Haskell, who is the gentleman who starts off the meeting. He's their esports director, I think was his title. There's
a lot of different titles out there for a lot of similar jobs.
Yeah, it's all the same. It's all like what title do you fall under? But definitely check out that video. I think it was really cool to see. And if you just search Boise State Esports, it premiered October 9th, so just under a week ago.
And I know a lot of schools are starting to invest like that. At least two local to Illinois, both in Bloomington Normal is apparently just the epicenter of collegiate esports in the state. ISU and Illinois Wesleyan both have labs. They have full broadcast spaces. I know Fletch at Wesleyan just did a tour of his lab like 2-3 weeks ago and like a full unveiling. But there's just a ton of money in esports in Illinois, especially. I don't know why Illinois, but there's a ton in Illinois.
Yeah, I mean, we are one of the biggest states for esports, I would say, like across the Midwest. Like,
I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, I think Robert Morris had something to do with it when they first started because they were the first here. And they might have been the first because we already had it here. I don't know, it's chicken or egg, who came first. But I think we have a lot of high-end players here, a lot of high-end, colleges that really want to get involved with esports. And so I think for whatever reason, we have so many of them besides, obviously like California or there isn't even too many on the East Coast, I would say. I think California would be the next big place.
I saw a prospect list today from I can't remember who it was. There's some prospect list got released. It was a amateur scout, and he put out a prospect list for NA, and Robbie Bob is on there.
Yeah.
And Drew is the runner-up in mid. And I'm like, it's just insane to see that like a lot of the top prospects and even the original pro players in LCS especially were Illinois.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for some reason we do make really great top laners. Lorlo and Revenge, who are both academy players, are both from Illinois. One's from Antioch. Revenge, I can't remember where Revenge is from.
For some reason, all the top laners we have now are Darius mains. It bothers me. Every top we have in the league who's good is a Darius main. Is it just a rule to play top? You have to play Darius.
You have to. Well, and it's just easy to play Darius in at this level. That's just what it is. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to find other people that are also from Illinois, that are in professional. And there's definitely a lot from Illinois that are in the 2K league. I know that for sure. I think there was 6 last time I counted, from the Chicagoland area, and then there was I'm trying to think. I don't know any of the other.
I know there's 1 or 2 in CS and Valorant.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with any of the other professional scenes. Like League is the one I watch the most. Oh, sweet.
There's
5:00 tomorrow morning. Speaking of League.
Oh, geez. I mean, but NA got knocked out, so I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm here. I was there to watch TSM, and I'm disappointed now.
I'm glad you're still with us. It was a rough go for TSM especially, but for all of NA.
I pre-ordered a TSM Worlds jersey, and I'm going to stick that pre-order.
It's good. You were saying something else before I interrupted you. Professional scene, Illinois sport.
Oh yeah, there's professional teams out there all over that have, like, for some reason, NA competitive scene's a very weird spot right now, where a lot of players, especially in shooters, are just pulling up ship and going to Valorant. And so a lot of NA teams getting a lot of influx of new talent in other games, especially Counter-Strike. A lot of tier 2, tier 3 teams are suddenly elevating. And so a lot of local guys who are expanding. And there's a lot of people coming on the scene who are from the Midwest for some reason, because really being stuck inside for 6 months out of the year means you play more video games.
Yeah, I think that definitely is one of the big things. You just play more video games because it's cold and there's nothing else for you to do. So
it's cold inside, man.
But yeah, no, I think that's overall goal is to try and give you guys experience. And once we start lining up guests, I'm definitely gonna start plugging it more in the Discord. Also plugging it more on Twitter so people can get in here and be able to have a conversation with these people. It's too early, Keith.
No, it's not.
For you,
man,
it is.
I barely stayed awake during the SAT.
Oh, that's probably your brain is just mush.
It was so boring.
Yeah, it's even worse like now because they're super strict on like you can't read a book, you can't grade papers, you can't do anything.
Man, I would have been able to, like, I wanted to actually write a test that day, and I was supposed to be a hall monitor today, but one of the English teachers, his son's taking the test.
Oh.
So he's not allowed to proctor, even though his son's not even in the room.
Yeah, no, well, they can't because they can share information somehow. I don't know how.
I don't know how, because you turn it all on at the same time, whatever. So I took a spot, so I couldn't go and write a test I was meaning to write today.
Yeah, I remember when I first started, also because I wasn't an important person in the room, like when I was student teaching, they were like, oh yeah, you just got to be here and, you know, you can give me a break or whatever when I need it. And I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. And I literally graded papers the whole time. And that was like 10, 15 years ago. Now it's like they walk around with like, you can't read a book. You can't have a pen. It's like, what am I supposed to do here? This is torture for me.
Stare at the wall, like, because I always told the kids, like, you're doing something at least.
Yeah, can I do something? Like, I'll do the SAT. Like, give me a score on it. Like, if that's. Like,
and in the instructions, they also say you can't page through the test books. Because, like, I had some spare test books because kids were absent. You can't page through test books even.
Nope.
And I'm like, as a math teacher, I would have loved to read the math section.
Right, just to look at it and be like, oh, okay, I see what's on there, what they're looking for. I mean, even though we do get access to it afterwards, but still.
Was it like 3 months?
It at least gives us something to do while we're there. Yeah, luckily
so I just watch the kids.
Yeah, I did not have to proctor this year because it was only for seniors for right
Hate
now.
you. Well, because you're also a smaller school, we split up, and I had an 8-student room.
Oh my God.
And so because we had to split up so much, almost all the schools involved, all the proctors was all of history, English, foreign language, math, and science, most of science, and then everyone else was a hall monitor, because we needed those this year because of we can't have more than enough students in a bathroom or whatever, and then all that fun stuff.
Yeah, when I did the PSAT last year, I think I had 30 kids in the room, and half of them didn't want to take it, nor did they care about it. So that the first hour or two went well because most of them were still pretty sleepy, and then after that, once we got to the late morning after the break, they were just done. And I was like, guys, just relax and put your heads down and let people finish the test who want to do the test. And so, it was tough, and also because we don't have homeroom, I don't know any of the kids ever.
Oh yeah, I knew only 2 people in my SAT room today, and that's because they're both my players.
Yeah.
Besides that, I've never actually had this class because of just how my class have lined up. So I was like, I know none of you.
Yeah. And so that always makes it fun. It's like, oh yeah, here, just go to your homeroom, and it's like, I don't know who you are. Do you have your ID? Because it's not like it.
Are you a person? And when admin came to hey, can I get this kid? And I'm like, I have them in the room.
I think they're here. Can you pick them out? Yeah.
And that's the problem is they didn't know who it was. I'm like, well, let's just call a name and see what happens.
Let's see who looks up. Yeah. So I think that was good. It's kind of just an introduction of what we're attempting to do here with the podcast, and we'll try to get a little more focused as we go along. And I'll try to put together some more stuff. I do also have to check on our 3 podcast person one is good. It was our 2-person one. Our 4-person one that needed work, I think.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I gotta check out over this. Not it?
Not it.
That's fine. I'll find.
I don't do graphics work.
Lucky you.
I mean, we have a designated person to volunteer to do graphics work in the league.
It's true. After Rocket League, I can ask him. Right now, he's busy with doing your stuff.
No, different person.
Oh, Voluntel. Oh, I know what you're saying.
Voluntel. You say, hey, you're doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a little tougher. I forgot what I was just thinking of something. I totally forgot. That's okay. But again, we want to thank you guys for being here, hanging out with us tonight. Listening to our madness.
That's always fun.
And staying after the Overwatch for those of you who are still here watching us all night. We appreciate it. Again, we will stream every Wednesday after Overwatch or 8 to 15, whichever comes first. So just be ready for it, and then we will start plugging more guests. I'm going to see if I can get a college coach on for next week to talk about their program, and then we'll go from there. But thanks again, Keith, for being here. Even though you're about to fall asleep.
I need to still do some work tonight.
Oh, good luck with that. I'm about to go to bed so I can get up and...
Okay, you get up at 4 a.m. Don't start this.
I know, we talk about this every week.
Because you're weird every week.
I was born that way. Thank you very much.
Doesn't make it better.
All right, everyone. Have a good night. Be safe. Good luck, everyone, on their Overwatch matches. Come join us tomorrow, 7 o'clock, right here on our channel. We will catch you later.